Welcome back to our episode. Ryan and Kevin here with Chaos MMA, and today we have on Joshua Silveira, who fights Emiliano Sordi April 20th for the first PFL Challenger Series season. Joshua, how you doing, man?
Dude, I am doing dandy, bro. Good camp, feeling good.
Yeah, it's
ready to get after a million.
Yep, it seems like the camp's going well. Based on everything we've seen on your social media and everything's going. How would you say training camp's been so far for you?
Dude, it's been good, man. AmericanTopTeam, tons of training partners and different looks. Um, just confidence growing. My confidence growing, and in the beginning of the camp, you're out of shape and stuff like that. And you start getting into shape, start working, and then by, even now, 2 weeks out, I think we're about 2 weeks out. Feel great, man. I think right now is just the small things, get good rest, good mentality, good energy around me. I'm in position to make a difference in my life and people around me. So
yep.
I'm pumped.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so we're seeing that one of your main training partners this camp is Austin Vanderford. So has he always been one of your main training partners?
Yeah, man, me and Austin. So Austin's been at the gym, I think, a little over a year, maybe a little more now. And ever since he got in there, man, we get after it because we both have a wrestling base.
Yep.
So regardless, at the end of the day, wrestling's exhausting. Whether you're going to fight a boxer or whatever, we're just trying to get that wrestling endurance in, man. And Austin's a great partner, man. He's a freaking pit bull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has a good base because he's a strong guy, man. You know what I mean? So if I could have good wrestling moments with him and take him down and get out of a takedown and stuff like that, I know for sure Sordi will be not as much as that. That's for sure.
Yeah, it must be great training with a guy like that. I mean, he has so much experience and everything. But can you elaborate more on your post today? You said get ready for a surprise. Why do you feel like that?
I just think because if you look at the way the PFL is, Sordi's been there, he's won it. I think people might see I don't know, like this is like a moment for me, right? Like this is Josh Silveira in the PFL fighting ex-champ. Like if you look at the rest of my resume, I haven't fought nobody like Sordi. You know what I mean? I haven't went up against with anybody like Sordi. So I think I'm gonna shock some people, man. Some people that I think it's a combination. Like people want to see me in the moment, against this opponent. I think Sordi's gonna bring the best Josh Silveira.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring it out of me, and I think that's gonna surprise some people, man. I'm not just a wrestler. I've been working on everything. And I'm ready to get after it. I think it's going to be a good way to start the season off and just go from there.
Yeah, you said best Josh. Yeah, you said best Joshua Silveira. And I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, do you think this is going to bring out the best Joshua Silveira for this fight? Like we've seen your fights, you're undefeated. You go through all your opponents with ease every time, basically. Do you think this is going to be the best performance from you yet?
Yeah, man. I think when greatness collides, because he's a good fighter. When they collide together, man, it's just fireworks, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. All I know is it's gonna be all happiness in there, man, and it's gonna be a time for me to showcase, whether it's my skill or the answers. All I know is that I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it is gonna be a good one. I mean, Emiliano, he does have like 23 wins, so he is experienced. He is an experienced fighter. So, like you said, experience. He's been there before. People are looking forward to this. So, do you feel he's gonna be your toughest opponent yet, based on the experience factor and how he's just been in the sport for a long time and everything else?
Yeah, I mean, if you put on the paper, he is my toughest opponent on paper compared to everyone else that I fought. And we've already fought against him before. Antonio Carlos Shoeface has fought against him. I helped him for that fight. so he could work on his wrestling, because if he could take me down, probably could take Shorty down. And so I've seen Shorty fight live, man. The guy's tough, man. But he is a boxer. That's his thing. He likes to get after people with boxing and stuff like that. I think in that department, yeah, it's gonna be a good moment for me to see where I'm at. Also, for me to overcome some things with that. To answer your question, I do think he's going to be my toughest opponent today. But that's what happens when you step with the A-Leagues, man. When you step into the big house with the big dogs, you can't complain. You can't try to get that fight that seems like going to work out for you. You just gotta accept and train hard, man. You know what I mean? And get after it.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Let's hear it, Josh. Official prediction for your fight. You think it's going to be another dominant performance?
Yes, I do. It might take some time. It might take some time to get things going. But yeah, man, I catch myself taking his back and getting his neck. Doing what I do best. But first, applying the pressure. Making him feel like he's never went against somebody like me before in his life.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big surprise to him, and that's what I do with guys. I mean, you could prepare, I know what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do. Everyone knows what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of now, can you stop it? And that's what this camp's for, man. Just persistence, toughness. Cardio is insane right now, man. With cardio, you could do anything in life if you have good cardio.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you going to be watching out for any illegal hits this time, or do you think it'll be a good, clean fight?
I think it'll be a clean fight. This time I'll be ready. I won't get emotional, and I won't scoop down to the level. My last fight was a bunch of stuff, and it caused me. Not that it caused me, but I think it made me fight like angry and emotional and stuff like that. And I think, like I said, I think Shorty's going to bring the best version of myself. He's going to bring it out of me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where the last fight, it was weird, man. It was a weird night, to be honest. It was just a off night. I mean, but I went back and saw the video. It was nothing crazy. Like maybe I could have got to finish a little faster, but like I said, we got to go through those moments, and I think Shorty's going to bring the best version out of me, man.
Yeah, and do you feel like if you surprise him, like if he's not expecting like a great performance from you, he's expecting like you're not as experienced as him. If you surprise him like with your style and everything else, do you think it's going to be over for him that night? Like the minute that goes through his mind, like wow, I didn't expect this. It's done. Like, do you think it's going to be over for him?
Yeah, man. I don't know the guy personally, but I think I surprise a lot of people with that stuff. Because I think, with my lineage and stuff, I think they see an opportunity, Conan's son, American Top Team coach, whatever, or American Top Team coach, the son. I think they see like, this is a moment I could get a good win, and then when you go in there, it's not just me, man. It's years and years of me like being around this stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna show when it's time. The feelings that we feel. That's why camp is so important, because we try to simulate as much as we can. Then we get to the fight. It's the feeling. The feeling's completely different when you get to the fight. You just can't. You can't practice that because you can only feel it when it's that time. And so I do think there's gonna be a moment, man, where he's gonna say, "Fuck, I'm tired." And I'm going to be tired too. The thing is, I'm going to be right there with a smile on my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I mean, you've been with ATT forever. I mean, you've seen like all the top guys training and everything else. So I'm sure it's just nothing new for you. And speaking of the fight, April 20th, how does it feel to be fighting on the first regular season card for PFL? Does that even make it a little bit better?
Dude, that makes it all better, man. I'm just happy that I could say that I'm in a direction where just good things are happening in my life right now, man. As an MMA fighter, like How cool is that? You know, I'm an MMA fighter, and I'm changing my life little by little. You know, you take the the aspect of PFL, take it all away. Just the fact that I'm competing, man. I'm 29 years old. There's people who drop sports all the time and they go to do something else in life or whatever. I'm just so blessed to be in this position, and I'm gonna make it worth my while, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, I really do look forward to it and everything else. And you go out there, you know, you win the $1 million in the PFL. I don't know if you mind me asking, but how does that work after? Are you signed with the PFL after, or then are you a free agent after you get that $1 million?
I think when you win it, PFL, I think it's in the contract for every champion that wins it, they have to come back and do the next season.
Okay.
I think so, but with weight contracts where people get bought out too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know Felipe Lanz won it one time, and then he was in the UFC the next year. So I don't know if the UFC bought his contract out. Money is, when you talk about money, man, and these guys who deal with the money stuff, you never know what you're gonna get with that. You know what I mean? There's always a rule until there's enough money to change the rule, or something. So
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna take it a step at a time, bro. Even right now, I'm not even thinking about the fight so much. I still got a week and a half of a good camp still grind, sharpen my tools and stuff. I just take it day by day. How can I get better today?
Yeah.
How can I get 1% better today, 1% better the next day, and then when the time comes, it comes.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah, so last few things here, Josh. Thanks again for coming on. But I just wanted to ask, so is this a thing you want to do, is fight every 2 months, like how you are right now? And like, cause you've been super active and you've been looking better every single fight.
Yeah, man. I like this lifestyle, man. It could get tough and it gets hard sometimes, but we can't live this life forever, man. Eventually I'm gonna move from this, I'm gonna become an old man, hopefully have a family and stuff like that. So I'm right now is my moment to get after, bro. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you don't do it, time's gonna pass by anyways. You know what I mean? That time it's valuable time. So I feel like let's not mess around, man. Let's get after full force. Like, let's really try to go shock the world, man, and win this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. I can't wait, man. So, but we got to ask you, huge UFC fight on Saturday. I got to get a prediction. One of the most like controversial fights on that card right now is Khamzat versus Gilbert Burns. Who do you think? What's your prediction on that fight? How do you think it goes? Who do you think wins?
So I feel like this is like a similar moment to what I'm doing right now, fighting Shorty. I think it's a similar moment for how do you say his name? Chimaev.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Khamzat Chimaev. Yeah, I think this is a similar moment where the guys he beat, they're not bad, not bad at all. He just dominated the wrestling. Especially that Chinese guy. That guy's really good. Jing Ling. He's really good. But I think this fight, we're gonna see the real Chimaev. We're gonna see I think Gilbert. I wouldn't sleep on him, man. You know what I mean? I'm still thinking about that. I think Saturday I'll have an answer, but Gilbert works hard, bro. He works hard. You know what I mean? He's been around the block. If anything, the pressure is probably on Chimaev.
Yeah.
He's had these crazy great performances. What happens if they go to the second round? What happens if they go to the third round? What's gonna happen? Take down Gilbert and choke him out? Yeah. I don't think so.
It's just like, I don't know.
I don't think so. So just let's go from there, shit, man. Gilbert has some good hands too. So does Chimaev, who knows? I think we're going to get to see the best version of Chimaev.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're a guy who knows about this, I'm sure. You're always like mostly favorites highly in your fights. Does that ever go through your mind like, shit, I got to go put on like a really good performance? Because Chimaev is favorited by a lot. So you think he's feeling that pressure to like, oh, I got to go put on performance. That everyone's favoring me. Everyone's picking me win. Like, how does it work for you? Like, how do you think this works?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of, I think what goes into like favorites is a lot of their past performance, obviously. If you, if you go Chimaya versus that Jack Marsh guy or that first fight he had, he destroyed him. So, or was it him or somebody else? I'm not sure.
It was against the Wales dude. I forget his
The
name.
Wales dude. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I saw Jack Marsh and that Wales dude fight each other one time. But yeah, it's that Wales dude, and of course, it's almost like opening like a restaurant, you know. It could be really hot, like it could be the hottest thing on the block the first week, you know what I mean? Or it could be like it grows. In his case, he had a good grand opening, you know what I mean? Like everybody showed up to the club for him, you know what I mean? And so I think when you see the favorites, I think they take that into consideration where, go look at Gilbert's performances, man. The guy's an animal too, bro. You know what I mean? So I don't know why he's favored that high, but that's mostly because probably fans who understand the sport somewhat, but they maybe don't know everyone. I bet you there's people who don't know who Gilbert Burns is. You know what I mean? Like people who just kind of watch UFC, but I bet you they know who Chimaev is because of all the hype and stuff like that. So I don't know what to expect at that fight, but that's gonna be a good one, man.
But you also got to think about it like this too. Possibly Gilbert Burns, maybe he's feeling that pressure as well. The fact that he has to fight this superstar incoming, that all the hype's around him. Maybe he's looking at his past fights and is like, is this guy really legit? He might go in there a little shaky. You never know.
Yeah, bro. Who knows, man? All I know is that Gilbert, and this is the advice that I think about this stuff all the time for myself, man. Gilbert's lost before. He's been in the darkness with fight, had moments. Yeah. Chimaev, I don't know if he has. Undefeated, fast finishes. Has anybody ever even gave him a hard time? What happens when what we will see is when the hard time hits, adversity hits, how will he react? Yeah. Dustin used to say all this all the time. He goes, the fight starts when adversity kicks in. That's when the fight starts.
I agree.
When there's a pushback. Yeah. And when there's a pushback, that's when you see who you are. That's the difference between a good competitor and a bad competitor. McGregor is a great athlete, horrible competitor in my opinion. You know what I mean? So there's guys who know how to win fast and win super amazing, but when it's time to compete, because the other guy doesn't want to go down that fast, that's when you see real colors. You see if you're a gamer or not.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, when adversity hits though with these fighters, you do see it. I agree with it. It's going to be a great night of fights. It's who knows what's going to happen. It's always unpredictable, the sport, anything happens. But for you, thanks again for the time. Tune in April 20th, guys. It's going to be an amazing fight. Can't wait. And if you want to thank any sponsors, shout any social media, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, man. So big thank you to you guys, man, inviting me. I like doing interviews with you guys and things like that. You guys are mad cool. So I appreciate that. Shout out to my church, basically, AmericanTopTeam. I love going to church every day, putting in work. Yeah, man, all the training partners out there, I could go on and on with names, but shout out to them. Shout out to my sponsor, because PFL, they allow a sponsor on your shorts. It's the L40 Foundation. My boy Dylan Palacio, he's a Cornell wrestler. He's all into cryptocurrency. He has like this Discord thing. And he freaking got on my shorts, man. We had a big old talk. So shout out to him, bro. I can't wait to have that on my shorts so people could see. It's an awesome foundation. It's a foundation basically. He throws wrestling camps for kids who don't have money to pay for camps and stuff. So he throws free wrestling camps for kids around the country. And he's involved with wrestling and stuff, man. And he does this all through crypto and people making money and stuff like that. So really shout out to him, man. He's a good guy looking out. And Let's get it, man. April 20th, bro. 420. Let's get it. I'm pumped. I know you guys are too. And if you're not, you better start getting pumped. Go pump some iron, get them muscles ready to go because we're gonna have a good time.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's always great watching you fight. It's always great having you on. Good luck for the fight. We're expecting the best. Can't wait, man. Thanks again.
Thank you guys. Take care, right? Have
You
a
too,
good night.
You too, man. Have a good one.